Hi, this is Rushali and you are watching Rusharaj Classes YouTube channel. This video I am shooting specially on the request of my standard 7th batch. Yes, because for that batch I explained one important concept, that is working of human heart. And all that batch, right from that day, they are requesting me to make the video of this same. So this is specially on the request of my standard 7th batch. So to explain the working of heart, what is required? The first thing we want is the diagram of the human heart. So before we proceed further, we will first draw the diagram of human heart, which we want for the further explanation. So let's draw one beautiful diagram of the human heart. Oh, what's this? I said that we are going to draw one beautiful diagram of heart. This is what is human heart. Yes. Instead of drawing the actual diagram of human heart for explanation, I always prefer to use this diagram to explain the working of heart. So, based on this, let's see how our heart works. As I said, heart is a very important organ and the function of the heart is also very important. So let's see how this heart works. Heart is divided in 4 chambers. Yes. So here, first of all, the right part of the heart and left part of the heart is divided in 2 parts by one partition, we can say muscular partition, which is called as septum. So this line which divides the heart in right and left part is called as septum. Okay. Now here the upper 2 chambers, they are called as atrium or auricles, and the lower chambers are called as ventricle. So this is right atrium, left atrium, right ventricle and left ventricle. Okay. Now how heart actually works? Here we know that the main function of our blood is to supply oxygen and other required nutrients to all the cells of our body. So here what happens is oxygenated and deoxygenated blood parallelly flows in this heart. How? From where it comes to the heart, where it goes from the heart, then again from where the blood comes to the heart, then how the heart supplies blood to the body. So let's start with first basic thing, or we can say the basic principle on which the heart works is contraction and relaxation. Now suppose if you hold one big vertical sponge, okay, just imagine one big vertical sponge. Upper part is atrium and the lower part is ventricle. So both the auricles, they contract and at the same time ventricles are in relaxed position. And when the auricles relax, ventricles contract. So this heart works on alternate contraction relaxation process of auricles as well as ventricle. Now what happens at the time of this contraction and relaxation of auricles and ventricles? Let's see. As I said, now first we will consider auricles are relaxed and ventricles are contract. Okay, auricles are relaxed and ventricles are in the contract position. Okay, so here from this, the deoxygenated blood from the entire body comes to this right atrium from superior and inferior vena cava. These blood vessels brings the deoxygenated blood from the entire body to this right atrium. At the same time, the oxygenated blood comes to this left auricle. Yes, from lungs, the blood which is full of oxygen comes through this pulmonary vein to this left atrium. Yes, so here from body the deoxygenated blood is here and from the lungs oxygenated blood is in this part. Okay, now next what happens? Auricles contract and ventricles are relaxed. So when auricles contract, blood from this right atrium flows to the right ventricle through this tricuspid valve, and this blood, which is full of oxygen, oxygenated blood, flows from left atrium to this left ventricle through this bicuspid valve. Yes. So the blood comes here to this two lower chambers. That is, blood comes from auricles, the blood flows to the ventricles. Next. Now ventricles contract and auricles are relaxed. Okay. When auricles are relaxed, what happens? Already we have studied. Now when ventricles contract, here there are chances for the blood to flow in the backward direction, but this doesn't happen. Why? Because these valves which are present here in this partition of atrium and ventricle, the main function, the valve is to prevent the backward flow of the blood. So when ventricles contract, blood will not flow to the auricle, from ventricle to auricle. No, these valves will avoid that backward flow. So what will happen when these ventricles contract? When these ventricles contract, blood from this right ventricle through this blood vessel, that is pulmonary artery, this goes to the lungs. Yes. So this blood vessel carries deoxygenated blood from this right ventricle to the lungs. Why it goes to the lungs? That we will see in the respiration part. So, and at the same time, ventricle, which is full of oxygenated blood, here this blood flows out through this aorta and is supplied to the whole body. Yes, this aorta further, it breaks into the number of branches as per the requirement, and the blood, which is full of oxygen, is supplied to each and every cell. So here, so when ventricles contract, blood flows out from the ventricle. When auricles are relaxed, we have seen the blood comes to these auricles. When auricles contract, blood flows to the ventricle. When ventricles contract, blood flows out of the ventricle. So this diagram, this simple diagram of the heart helps us to understand how our heart actually works. Then later we will just compare this with the actual diagram of the heart. Just check this diagram. This is the actual diagram of the heart. How is the human heart? Even here they have shown the four chambers, that is two auricles, two ventricles, right auricle, right ventricle, left ventricle, all the different blood vessels, everything is shown properly. But for explanation, we prefer this simple diagram. So, hope how our human heart works is quite clear to you. So, in the next part, I will explain few important points of the blood circulation. Yes, there are few very important concepts of the circulation, or we can say the transport system in human beings. So those few points I'll explain in my next video. So for that, if you have not yet subscribed my channel, please do subscribe to get the regular updates of the videos which we upload on our YouTube channel, that is Rishiraj Classes. And my dear students, thank you so much for watching this video.